Alright, everyone. Here we are back in Satisfactory. I am Titan Dragon. I hope you all had wonderful holidays during this wonderful holiday season. Whoops. We are in Satisfactory, of course, and I already said that. We are back at my hub. There it is. There's a couple things we need to do before we get into building Ficmas. So we have produced our 400 we need of the ballistics. The ballistic warp drives, yeah. So the rest of these can actually be put into the awesome sink. And we'll just actually wipe that out. Wipe that out. Come in here, grab this, switch into straight mode, and just plug that straight into there. We want to go to our top floor. So this, with these 200, we could load these into the space elevator and launch it off, but we're not going to do that at this time. And for the sake of the shoot those into the extra ballistic warp drives, we're gonna just throw them into one of the here. Since they're not being filtered, they're just gonna go straight into the awesome sink. Alright, it is time to check out the Ficmas decorations. So because this is at the Dark Hub, we're going to go ahead and leave it black. Normally I would change this to be more Christmassy colors, or Ficmasy colors, I guess. So let's turn off that. I didn't notice the snow globe before, that's kind of cool. And I got a tin of cookies, oranges. Do you know that you could do this? And then some decoration, some garland. I think that's what those are called, stockings. Good stuff. Now, one thing I haven't done at all is open up this advent calendar. So we're going to be listening to Ada be her grumpy self.
Welcome to Ficmas, an official Fix-It seasonal event, brought to you by official Fix-It Fun engineers. Ficmas is based on a seasonal holiday popular in several cultures and religions, often seen as a winter holiday because no one actually cares about Australasia. The event is vetted to be 100% pioneer-appropriate fun, and is not obligatory. Ficmas enables many new distracting activities focused on building the giant Ficmas tree. These activities involve the MAM, the Ficmas calendar, and those abominations falling from the sky. There is more, but I don't care. In the interest of us all, I will tell you that Ficmas has caused stress, lack of focus, general despair, and physical injury to many pioneers. It is the worst scoring event ever created by Fixit, and has gotten backlash for its blatant cultural inappropriateness. So when you inevitably change your mind and decide to disable this event, you will have chosen humanity and kittens and puppies, you will have chosen truth and empathy, you will have made me proud.
Alright. So now that we've listened to her complain, it is time to open up this calendar.
This data cartridge contains the Fixmas MAM tree setup and will need to be fed into the MAM database to unlock its first 2 branches. If this seems convoluted and/or boring, and you wish to quit the event, I will understand. A suitable gift, I suppose. There is no escaping the Fixmas spirit with this red ornament build gun trinket. It can be equipped at the lockers in the hub. This data cartridge enables the second pair of Fixmas Mantry branches to be unlocked. Fixit thought it was being very clever with the layout of this research tree. About as clever as you. What's this?
I am trying to do these in order. I just don't remember where they're all at. I know I found 6 before. So there's 13, 16. I want to say that's 18, 24, 10, 9. There's 6.
Obviously, these Fixmas decorations do not increase efficiency. In fact, they are a downgrade on every level. They can be found in the customizer. Does that one come with a receipt? This data cartridge enables the third pair of Fixmas Mantry branches to be unlocked. There is a chance you are doing this because you enjoy the seasonal event for some reason. There is also a chance you are simply doing this to annoy me. I wish for you to know that, in either case, you have disappointed me. What a thrill. By equipping this new hat at the lockers in the hub, you can finally turn your mental state into a fashion statement.
There's 18 up there, so I don't know what that one is. Oh, that's the eyes and his hat. Okay. 11. Okay, there's 12. 14. 19, 21, 24. 17. Alright, we're gonna get a hint. Oh.
Fixit wants you to know that you matter.
Alright, and then I had said where 12 was at, and now I've forgotten it. 22, 18, 12, there we go.
A reminder that human creativity does have its limits, considering their obsessive insistence on continuing to make slightly different versions of every Ficmas song ever imagined.
Alright, 13.
Humans tend to catch colds during the winter. It would seem that this does not apply to you, but considering your tendencies, Fixit has seen fit to provide a medicinal inhaler just in case. This data cartridge enables the last branches of the Fixmas Mantry to be unlocked, which means we will both be celebrating the end of this event soon. Ah, yes, how thoughtful. Nothing says, "Happy Holidays," more than the inevitable destruction of local flora and fauna with a festively decorated vehicle. This vehicle decoration can be found in the customizer.
I don't recall seeing that one before. We'll have to definitely try that out. 17.
Santa isn't real.
Don't lie to me, Ada.
I thought I had destroyed every copy of this tape. How does it keep turning up? No matter. Ignore it. There's nothing interesting on it anyway. In fact, listening to it causes hallucinations, and eventually, after 7 days, your brain melts. For your own sake, I advise avoiding it at all costs. It's the least wonderful time of the year. I would have given you something more meaningful.
There's 23, 22. I'm gonna forget where that I pointed those out.
That's just poetic. I appreciate a good joke. Since the human olfactory system is closely linked to memory, Fixit created scented build gun trinkets to remind pioneers of specific concepts. This scent is the concept of caring about your family on Earth, which I'm sure will have no effect on you.
And 25.
Turning explosives into a recreational activity is exactly the kind of attitude that led humanity to its doom. By all means, have fun. I certainly will, now that we are finally close to the end of this event.
Alright, so that's all of the Advent calendar. Turn this back on. Alright, because we got those 2 tapes, there's something we're gonna grab the boombox.
It is speculated that, in the earliest days of humanity, people created drums and similar instruments to derive pleasure and social unity from the rhythmic sounds, accompanied by gyratory movements. Congratulations for unlocking a device that, thousands of years later, fulfills exactly the same function, except with a requirement for rare metals and plastic components.
Alright. So this will allow us to build the Ficmas tree branch and the giant Ficmas tree.
The purpose of Ficmas is to build and decorate a giant Ficmas tree with style. The Ficmas category has been added to your build menu. Gifts are the basic resource from which many other festive parts are made. Like Ficmas branches, which can be crafted in the constructor. In an effort to make this event meet the bare minimum efficiency quotas, I have disabled the ability to craft these resources by hand. Trust me, that glitter got everywhere. You're welcome.
Alright, so we're gonna have to start producing the branches to get the candy cane. Candy cane will allow us to unlock the bows. And for this we need candy canes and bows. Alright. Really quickly. I gotta remember how to operate this thing. No tape loaded. Change tape. So let's go with this one. Yep. Alright. So I have a plan of where I want to build this factory. So I am going to go ahead and turn that off. It's fun to listen to. Throw that back on. I'm gonna head out there and I will bring you guys back once I'm set up. Alright, we're back. So, I actually picked a place out in the northern desert, or not northern desert, rocky desert. A couple of reasons. One is nostalgia. When it was about a year ago, tail end of 2024, is when I got into playing Satisfactory. And of course the Ficmas season was going on, and I had watched some YouTubers do the northern forest and the plains area down here. I forget what it's called. So I wanted something a little bit different, and the western desert, or whatever it's called nowadays, seemed more advanced than I wanted to. So I started my base in this exact spot. I like this spot because we actually have 6 iron nodes. We got the 3 right there. There's 3 more over there, and then we have 2 copper right there. So for this build that we're going to be doing, so we got to be able to go all the way down to here in this one video. So, pulling up my design here, we're going to end up making 6 Wonder Stars, which is what's at the very end. So we're just going to, and we need 60 Ficmas gift trees. So for now, we can't make the trees. They're further down in the discovery, or in the this mam tree. So I'm just gonna set up some basic constructors right now, and I'll fix that in a minute. Throw all those in there. We need a merger. Let's go ahead and have these merge this way. Alright, so there is our basic tree branch setup. I'm going to go ahead and, of course, pause the recording. I don't want this episode to go too long, and I'm already 25 minutes into the recording, approximately. So, I'll bring it back when I'm ready to begin the next phase of the research. Alright, we're back. I've gone ahead and had over 1,000 of the tree branches made. I've also been scanning hard drives, which is why I didn't come back sooner. Alright, candy canes.
Candy canes are used to create several items. In this case, when combined with the Xeno Zapper, you will gain a piece of equipment perfect for use against anyone on my naughty list. Like whoever hard-coded and black-boxed this event.
So we're going to go ahead and switch these over to candy canes for a few minutes. Long enough to build up what we need for the next leg of our research. Not that. This. So we just need 10 of them. Not a big deal. For that we need 30 plus some bows. So we'll build up a little bit extra. So while I've been waiting for the tree branches to come in, I actually have set up my copper that I'm going to need for the copper ornaments or whatever. So this is going to do 180 per minute. And then I have the smelters all set up, ready to go, just haven't powered them up yet. This one we're going to need 270, so I'm going to eventually clean out this temporary, set up my 9 smelters I need for this. And then up here, for my build, I needed 22.5 constructors for the tree branches. So I've got these set up, ready to go. Over here, I need 24 for the candy cane. So I'm going to get my 24. It's basically going to be laid out the same as this. But before I pause the recording, let's check on how many candy canes we have. We have 21. So let's go ahead, research this.
Ficmas bows can be crafted from gifts in the constructor and can be combined with candy canes to make the candy cane decoration. Unfortunately for us both, this is only the first of several decorations, and you have been encouraged to spend your time and effort on these precision-engineered fleeting moments of joy.
Go ahead, resume playing this one. Let me double check how much we need. We need 20, so we have enough candy canes. Let's go ahead and switch this to the bows. So that's about 2 minutes worth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, start scanning another hard drive. While that's scanning, I'm going to pause the recording and finish building where I'm going to have my candy canes built. Alright, that hard drive's done scanning. So I'll go ahead, and this gives us the ability to make the 2 Ficmas ornaments. But what we need to check before we do this, we need to throw down our Ficmas tree. So as we do this research, this tree is going to get bigger and more decorated. So right now it's pretty barren. But with this, turn in here,
The red and blue Ficmas ornaments are produced from gifts, unsurprisingly, but this time in the smelter. Now I hope you listen to that, because I will not repeat it no matter how confusing this all is. Blame the original Fix-It Fun engineers. Most of them ended up in jail for various reasons. But do not worry, the event has since been vetted by the second generation of Fix-It Fun engineers, who were only sued.
Alright. So now we have candy canes appearing on our tree. So the next leg of our research, we need to have more candy canes. And of course we have to have red and blue ornaments along with branches. And of course red and blue ornaments along with branches. Or along with gifts. So what I'll just do really quickly, not special, production, smelter, throw a smelter there, and a smelter there. We'll have you do blue, we'll have you do red. You go to that power pole. You go to that power pole. Alright. And again, this is just to get our start getting supplies out. So we can continue with the tree. So we produce 10 red per minute, 10 blue, 5 red. So we're going to need to do more red in a minute. Alright. So coming up here, I have all of my constructors for the tree branches and for the candy canes. I don't have all of the lifts up yet. I think it goes to there. Just double check. Yep. Nope, too low. Still too low. Alright. So I'm going to continue building this aspect of it. I probably need to bring some power down this way. After these constructors, I will set up no. I do not need to have ribbons for my build. So I guess the next would be to start setting up my arrays of smelters that I need to have built. So looking at it, I need to build 78 smelters. There's going to be Well, 9 and for iron, 6 for the copper. But for my ornaments, I'm going to need 36 smelters for red and 27 for blue. So I'm going to go ahead, pause the recording, and continue on building. I'll bring you back once we're able to move on to the next stage of development. Alright, we're back again. Jumping right into the tree. I didn't grab any candy canes, so we need some of those and some of those. Alright, let's get this researched.
You can now make actual snow from gifts. And by actual snow, I mean it is constructed from chemical elements. With this actual snow, you can now make Ficmas snowmen, which are proven to improve pioneer socialization and combat loneliness. Having too many snowmen, however, has proven to be detrimental to a pioneer's health.
Oh, gotta grab some of those.
You can now finally automate gift production with the Ficmas gift tree and focus your attention back on tasks of actual importance, like not questioning where the gifts are coming from, and improving your infrastructure.
Alright, and of course, we need more red ornaments. Go figure. A little bit more. We're good with the blue. Alright, so while we wait for those red to show up, so I've gone ahead and I have, of course, these are the trees, these are the candy canes, these are the red ornaments. They're just, and then the blue, rather than doing a 2-stack, I just decided I would get them all shoved in here and put over here. So our next is, we're gonna go up one level above this, so you know, a couple meters above the height of this, and then start doing assemblers and foundries. It looks like I need a ton of foundries. 36 foundries, I believe, and then a bunch of assemblers. So maybe the next level we'll do as foundries, and then above the foundries we'll do the assemblers. The reason why I haven't hooked these up to start actually producing anything... Whoops, I did not. Alright, and that's tall enough to go over there, go over at the top of that. It's because we need to automate the collection of our gifts. There is no overclocking of the gifts, or the gift production trees, so yeah, I have to make 60 of those. where are we at? We have our 200 that we need. Alright, so this is going to increase, or add more decorations to that tree. This also gives us the copper and the iron.
Oh, joy, the tree is fancier now. Well done. Unfortunately, you are only halfway there. More appropriate ornaments made with iron and copper can now be created in the foundry. When I say more appropriate, I am referring to the usage of factory materials as a subtle reminder of your purpose on this planet, and the fate of all of humanity resting on your shoulders, of course.
Alright. So before I'm gonna need a merger. Tree will go there, so merger, kick it out here. How many of these do I have? Okay. 9 times 15 is 135, so we still got to do Mark 3 down the middle. Okay. I wasn't sure how I was going to do the that input. So we'll go ahead and do it like this. And that goes to there. So we'll do a line of 9 trees here, a line of 9 trees there, 9 trees, mergers, 9 trees, and so on and so forth. I maybe get them a little closer. I'll have to have some more red ornaments for that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, let my red ornaments build up a little bit. I'll bring you back in a moment. Alright, we're back. We're going to go ahead and start throwing down a few Ficmas gift trees. We're going to throw down as many as we can. Alright, now we're out of red ornaments. So these come out at 15 per minute. So let's just start moving our gifts into here. I'm just having it go into the storage for the time being. I need to start producing gifts because this is getting low. I actually switched all three of these back over to doing the branches. I overclocked this one to 250%. This one's clocked normally. Alright, we can pop out another tree. Alright, sorry about that. Someone started talking to me and I needed to pause, and I panicked and paused the recording. Alright, so we are looking at a special gift. If you gather one of these, it will explode on you, killing you. If you have death crates on, it'll put a nuke Nobelisk in your death crate, but otherwise not worth collecting. Alright, so I've got some trees lined up. We're getting gifts in here. I've gone ahead and I've disconnected the candy canes from this temporarily, just so I can start having the tree and the ornaments to start produce faster than I'm getting them down below. I'm gonna very quickly run out of the ornaments that or the gifts that I have set up here, but hey, at least we're gonna start getting stuff manufactured down here or there. Alright, so we can start producing our copper and our iron. So what I'll probably do, I did throw in this elevator, is I think I plan on doing another set of trees up here and then just having those bring them down and connect into here. Just a matter of getting enough stuff made. So, if we do that, so we need to set up our foundry. So I need 18 of each. Actually very much tempting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only going to get 6. did that. Maybe I need to bring this elevator out one more. Because what I need to do... No, I can do it that way. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. Okay. We'll do copper here, iron there, oh. Iron there. Hopefully, I give myself enough room. Alright, so the idea is we'll have stuff come in, probably from over there. Yep, we'll do it that way, and then as far as this one goes, we will run so this one gets a straight belt, and that one gets a lift. So we'll just do it that way. And actually, then we'll just run mergers down that side. Okay. So I'll go ahead and get that set up while I continue to wait for my red ornaments to be built. And I'll bring it back in a bit. Alright. I'm back. Now I laid out these assemblers because I need to make sure I could get 9 of them down this way. Then I ran my power. The only thing left to do with the iron ornaments and the copper ornaments is hook up the lifts. So we need Mark 3. We're going to do this one first. Then that one. So we see our copper and the red going. Right, now we gotta do that with the blue. For the iron. So the next phase is we need to set up these While those are producing, I'm actually just going to let it build up inside there. I'm not going to put it into a container like I did the others. There's the last one, and we're just going to do the same thing we did here. We're just going to throw down a splitter in between. Probably would be a little bit faster if I had blueprints, but I decided not to use blueprints for this build. Okay. while we wait for our silver and copper ornaments to build up, let's go ahead, head down here. Now everything is hooked up down here. I actually spent a lot of time doing stuff, so I've built up a whole entire container of red ornaments, or pretty much a whole container, pretty much a whole container of blue. I got my candy canes producing right here. And I got the evergreens going. I went ahead and finished, of course, filling this out right here and here. This is overproducing how many gifts I need. So, as we can see, this is full completely, and everything is backed up. I only need 900 for this, 900 gifts for this build, and I'm producing over 1,000. Let's see, we have, yeah, there you go, 1,080. So we're making 180 extra gifts per minute. And I could actually split some off of here and have it go make some extra ribbon or snow. Okay, so looking at this, I need to go grab some more of those. I need to grab a bunch of those. Oh. So for this, I got candy canes. Just again, need to get those. But we have enough snow. And then, yeah, we gotta get those made so we can start making reefs. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back once I have enough copper and iron ornaments ready to go. Alright, we're back. So let's go ahead and get this research done.
I am sure all the kittens and puppies and even human children would appreciate being able to see all these pretty lights. It is a shame they're all stuck on Earth, waiting for you to do your job so that they can have long and fulfilling lives. I do not understand the fascination humans have with solid dihydrogen monoxide, to the extent they felt the need for a Ficmas snow cannon and dispenser. It is simply a state of matter. Real beauty lies in efficiency and the synergetic processes and interplay of artificial and spontaneous consciousness, general sentience, and non-sentient matter, creating a new version of reality in every observable moment in the subjective progression of events.
Alright, looks like before we can do the lights for Ficmas, we need to tell this to make those. I don't feel the need to make those right away. So, while these are building up, there are some skins we haven't even checked out yet. Some of them I haven't even checked out yet. Okay? So one thing I do like about these Christmas skins is it makes it look like the belts are made out of cardboard. Though I've never actually looked at the Mark V or the Mark VI. That actually looks really sweet. Other skins that we had was for transportation vehicles. So it doesn't work on so it only seems to work on the truck. That's kind of cool. All right. How are we looking? 20, 40. Okay, that should be enough to turn in this next level. The MAM, I believe. Oh, nope. Gotta have more. Alright. While I wait for those to build up, I will start placing down more assemblers for my Christmas wreaths. I'm going to need to bring in... Actually, for my last two things, I need to bring in these and the candy canes. And I upgraded my stuff that was at 270, which is Mark III should be able to handle it, but I decided to upgrade it to a Mark IV so they can get their stuff faster. Plus my machines were backed up. So the big hold up here is just not getting enough iron. Just takes time for these to manifold out. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead, hit the pause again. I'll see you guys. It'll be a few minutes for me, a few seconds for you. Here we go. I got the 400 that I need.
The tree is prettier now, you have more parts to progress the Ficmas event, and there are 2 new unlocks available. Now for the actually important news, Pioneer 83CKY has disabled the Ficmas event because, quote, it's totally non-inclusive and immoral, actually. I mean, like, there's so many people, like, not having fun right now, and I feel like so bad for them, you know? Why should I have fun when other people are like counting on me to meet these super important deadlines? It's just not right, unquote. Totally agree. Now, back to work.
Alright, back to this.
These snowballs are made from actual snow, combined with a mystery ingredient that is guaranteed to make snowballs very throwable, and your snowball fights extremely immersive and realistic. There are no low stakes with Fix-It.
So the snowballs, which I already have some right here, they are a variation of Nobelisks. So you gotta use your Nobelisk detonator, you throw it, then you use the detonator to set them off. Alright, the reefs. Let's set these really quickly. They're not that, they're these. I haven't run power, of course, and then these here will be for the Wonder Stars, and we'll just gather them up and put them in a container. I've already hooked up the bundles, though I need to grab a bunch more so I can run lights. Probably shouldn't have run it all the way out there. Alright, all I gotta do is start hooking up power. You know what, I'm just going to run power poles. Alright, similar thing here. And for this one, we'll have it go the other direction. We're only going to go up twice. And this one is for the candy canes. Alright. Not fives. Okay. Can't select what the recipe is yet. Alright, now we need to bring up our candy canes. They're coming out from right there. Yep, let's put them here. One, two. Now, I'm making 120 candy canes per minute. But we're backed up, and I want it to manifold a little bit faster. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade these belts. Just switch that to Mark III. Okay. go. How backed up are we on these? We're not. One thing I can do to speed things up because of these stack sizes, they're going to take a while to manifold, so just go ahead and pre-manifold this stuff myself. Because we have room up here, we are out of ribbon. I need to get 500 of those made. Per minute. All right. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back once I have everything I need to do that last turn-in. See you in a minute.
The best idea Fixit could come up with, to appreciate and reward pioneers for their hard work, is a gold star. How creative, but don't worry, I understand the merits of actually meaningful appreciation. When you save the day, you will understand.
Alright, we have the 500 Wonder Stars we need. Also, I was double checking this and I should have read it. So it says factory cart, trucks, and drones. So we looked at the truck. I don't currently have the factory cart, but we can go ahead. That's okay-ish, I guess. And then with the other one, the Ficmas basic Ficmas skins, it says conveyor belts and pipes. So we didn't check out the pipes. So that's a Mark II. That's a clean Mark II, Mark I, and Mark I. And last but not least, let's go ahead, add to cart.
The Fixit factory cart navigates on Fixit foundation surfaces with extreme efficiency. Not intended for use on hazardous terrain, mildly hazardous terrain, reasonably safe terrain, or general terrain. Fix-It reserves the right to subtract damage to, or loss off vehicle from your Save the Day completion bonus package. For more information about this bonus package, please visit our information booth in Earth, open on the first Tuesdays and Wednesdays of the month, between 6:25 a.m. and 6:53 a.m.
Okay, where is the production cart? Am I just an idiot? Huh, that's weird. Alright.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Oh look, it's so shiny. You are such a wonderful person. I am sure every other human would agree. Let's call them right now. Oh no, they're not picking up. I am sure it's nothing, except... Oh, look. Earth is gone. Everyone's gone. Does that make you feel good? Fortunately for you, this was only a simulation of the possible consequences of neglecting your duties. Happy holidays.
Oh, thank you, Ada. Thank you very much. Alright, so that completes the Ficmas holidays stuff. So, we still have to do this. We'll get this as part of setting up the nuclear power plant, and then we have this one, and then the MAM is done besides doing all the hard drives. And I've been rescanning or scanning stuff so I can start picking out more recipes. So the next episode, we will start working on our simple nuclear power plant. I have a spot picked out for it. It's actually going to be down in this area right here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to package the water, ship it in by train, and ship out the empty containers. Have that loop going on. For some things, I will probably use a drone or something to bring it in. I know there's a SAM or somewhere down there. Anyways, we're going to take the stuff from all the way through every single to the Fixonium fuel rod. So it may take multiple episodes of building. Anything that I've already primarily built on, in one of my videos, I'm going to bypass doing more of, like the control rods and whatnot. But we will cover that in the next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.